What are we talking about today? I've had so many thoughts this morning, which is kind of usual, but even more. And in a way, I guess I've sort of been having ideas of what I'd like to share. But then again, I always go back to don't overthink, but just allow. And I think that allowing is really important. I think that allowing... Sorry, I haven't even done my hair this morning. It's all right. I know you don't care. I just went, holy moly, cat, you're looking a bit bird nesty. What are you doing here? But it's not the surface. It's not the image that matters. It is the inner. It is the message. It is what's coming through. So, okay, I'm just going to go with my messy hair. That's all right. So, you know what I was thinking this morning is that what is going on in this world? And as I've sort of said, I have been over the years in this incremental sort of growth, because if I look back, I go, I always knew, and I think all of us always know. It's just, it seems easier not to. It seems easier to be somewhat oblivious, but it's not. It's actually what seems the easier potential route for us to go is actually the really hard one. And then we go along a certain way and we go, holy shit, holy guacamole, now I've got to go back and start again. But no, you never actually have to do that because we're always at this point now. So we've talked about that. There is only now. So no matter when you decide that there's more to life and that you want more for yourself and all others, and when you decide that you are worthy and you are deserving, don't feel bad and go, I wish I was doing this earlier, or I wish I'd started this earlier, because it's only now. We're only here now. So don't get yourself in that tangle of not being enough or not being far enough along the road, because the being far along on the road is actually an illusion, because we're only here now. And I think if I was to, now this is just kind of metaphorical maybe, but what if, what if we are in a game that we've created because we're our actual real selves are much more advanced than we are in this reality experience. And this is like, we've got headsets and VR stuff now where you can go into a world. We know because we put the headset on, we look around and we go, I know I'm in this world, but what if we're actually much more advanced, and this game is much more advanced to the point of the amnesia of knowing that you're in a game in a virtual reality experience. What if? I want to just keep taking it back to the what if. So, and you know what, though, I've had a few experiences where doing my quiet time, my stillness, meditation, and I had this overwhelming feeling that I was about to take the headset off. And I was there going, holy shit, this is it. This is the moment that I'm going to know. And I kind of got caught up in a bit of fear though, because I was like, well, if I take the headset off, what happens to my family here? What happens to the people that I love and I know here in this experience, this virtual reality experience. So I kind of, in a way, freaked out a little bit and went, I don't know if I'm ready for that. And so therefore, I'm saying I don't know if I'm ready for that, so I'm not. But what if we're all inserted our consciousness or part of, because I definitely, maybe, definitely do, what if, can feel that connection, like I am conversing with the greater part of me. So I'm stopping saying my higher self, sort of, even though sometimes it slips out, because it is me, but this is like a portion of me, like you're a portion of you, I'm thinking. This is where my exploration is going, that your real self, or the whole of yourself, is not actually here, but it comes through because it's playing this game with us, and actually it is there. And it's like if you were playing a game like on Xbox or PlayStation. I'm not really a gamer, so I'm not really up with all the intricacies, but I get how games play, and I used to when I was a kid. But how you have the controller, and there's certain moves on the controller to do certain things, and then as you go through whatever game, there's certain rules and guidelines, and then there can be little secret hacks and codes. So our greater, bigger self potentially is sitting there and probably knows all the little hacky things and where to direct you and where to go, but can only send that through the game in little symbols like we have. Was it on Xbox? Don't they have like a cross, a circle, a square, a triangle? Which is interesting because that is like geometry. Divine geometry is pretty important in our reality experience. So imagine that scenario. So this is just what if this is just your avatar, and your actual real higher, bigger, greater whole self is there with a little controller. Go this way, go that way, do this, do that, jump. But how do we know? How do we know? Like I've said before, a lot of scientists are saying, simulation theory, hologram theory, this is potentially not a real theory in this world. But what if? And if that is so let's just say, for the sake of argument, we realize with our real eyes that we are playing a game. And I actually do. I'm getting itchy on my left eye. So nothing is a coincidence. I've found, for me, it's helped me progress in the game by taking note of the symbols and signs and the subtleties, like little things like, oh, my eye, there's something going on there, or my right hand. Like, we have already determined certain, what's the word I'm trying to say, meanings for things like the left is the divine feminine, the right is the divine masculine. The hands mean a certain thing. We have tarot, we have astrology. So we've set up the game pretty well to give ourselves lots of signs, symbols, and synchronicities and subtleties from which to follow. And there's also the rolling of the dice, the numbers, and all the books, like the books that have been written. You know, I had a thought a while ago. I wanted to write, I am writing. When my first son was born, he's 25, almost 26 now, so that was back in 2000. And I wanted him to avoid the pitfalls and the traps of this world. I didn't want him to learn the hard way, like I felt that I had learned. And I wanted to write him a book, and I've been writing it now over the last 25, 26 years. I've written so much, but it's kind of here, there, and everywhere. So it's the pulling together of it. But I did that, and well, I'm doing that. Then as I had more children, I'm like, well, I'm obviously writing it for all of them. And then I went, oh my goodness. And I am believing in the reincarnation cycle. And I'm also like, well, if I can write this for my children and actually have it as a thing, if I publish it, potentially as I come back in other lifetimes, I will set myself a signal to find the book and read it. So therefore, I will change the cycle of learning the hard way for myself, which I think is amazing. And I think we're all doing that. I think a lot of books and a lot of podcasts and a lot of songs as well, within them we're leaving clues for ourselves and ways to actually, I was going to say win the game, but I don't like the winning, losing thing. I feel like we can all be winners. We don't have to, for one person to win or others to lose. It doesn't need to be that way. Although I think some people in this game are playing it with the want to win for whatever reason. And I feel like that is the momentum of, and I think it's related to fear as well. So I feel there's two modalities, love and fear, and anger, bitterness, jealousy, envy, fighting, warring, all go back to fear. If you were warring and controlling and trying to gain power and greed, you're probably the most scared person on the planet, trying to make everything fit into what you want so that you can feel safe. But if you are loving and caring and sharing and wanting the best for not only yourself but all others, then you're definitely coming from love. And you are a much stronger person than the one over here who's fighting. So, always, I feel so breathless again. When I was talking the other day, I could feel breathless. I could feel my heart feels heavy. Why is that? I feel breathless, my heart feels heavy. I'm wondering why. Maybe I'll work that out later for myself. But obviously it's something to put in here, so I'll leave it in here. But what is going on? What if we are in that game? And what if we all are able to win? What if we can move away from the scoring points for killing and warring and destruction because someone thinks they're getting points from that, otherwise why would you be doing it? What if we change the guidelines of the game so that the actual aim of the game is to create the most beautiful, wonderful world for everybody? So if you're actually destructing and warring and bickering and bantering, that you're actually losing points. So why don't we rewrite the game? I feel very strongly that sorry soz, I'm not comfy. I feel very strongly that it's an inside job, from the inside out, that we actually can change the game because it's our game. We made it. We designed it in the first place, that all of us, that we can actually decide, no, we don't want to play that version anymore. I think we're going to upgrade. I think we're going to ascend to the next level, which is from the survival mode to the thrival mode, creative mode. And the aim of the game now is to create the most beautiful world that helps and cares for and loves I was going to say as many people as possible, but everyone, just everyone. And when we get to that point of everyone's been looked after, And then everyone gets like a mass. You know when you get points on games where it just goes like ding, 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 ding. What about that? Who's in on that one? I'm down. I'm in. I'm choosing that. But I do feel like we don't have to, where we've kind of gotten off track and where we've been efforting is because we're trying to change it from the outside image, from the outside visuals, not going from the internal coding, because we've just got to change the coding of the actual game in order to shift the outer version that we're actually playing. So what does that take? What does that take? Well, that takes keeping your focus on what it is you want. That does definitely take, as I've found, looking after this avatar, this vessel that is here navigating and traversing the terrain in the world, looking after your avatar and making sure that you are looking after that mind, body, soul. So don't disregard your avatar self. It's really important along that, but also know that you are creating in your thoughts and your words and your inspired action. And you might have to reassess some ingrained generational, ancestral, over thousands of years belief systems. That's all. But it's not as hard as you might think. I don't want it to be overwhelming for anyone. It's more a matter of choice. Choosing, like really taking the time, and that's a big problem in this reality experience, is the amount of hours that people are doing at work to get the money, to put the food on the table, keep that roof over their heads, to do this, to do that, is keeping people away from themselves. And perhaps if we allow ourselves that space in whatever time you can throughout your day as you transition, you're not necessarily going to do it on a dime. You need to flip it on a dime. It can change in a moment, but it might not. And no matter what the changing curve is, I don't really want to say time, the time it takes to change, it's okay. Allow it. Allow it to happen with ease and grace. Allow it and know that as you choose it and you keep always turning to the direction of your choice, that it's there. And even maybe try and avoid, I'm getting there, I'm working on it. Even though I say I'm working this out, I've been shifting to playing it out. Play it out. Allow yourself to trust that it is there. And by trusting in that, and it might take time, even though time's an illusion, allow that and be okay with that. And you know, that surrender to God, to the universe, to knowing it's going to be okay, even though I understand, as you may be in circumstances in life that might not be your choice. Just an increment at a time, just keep turning, don't get stuck in where you think you have no choices and you have no power, because we all do. We all have the same opportunities and same influence over our lives. It's just the difference is between those who know they do and those who don't, and those who give their power away through fear, through just pure exhaustion even. Because it's not that easy when you keep getting the life stuff coming at you. And I get that. I've been there. I'm taking myself out of there because I'm choosing better for myself and all others. Okay, I'm not even going to try and summarize what I just said. I just trust that I said what I needed to say. And wherever you are, I really, really, I'm thinking of you all. I know you got this. I know you're going to be fine. Even when you think you're not, just breathe, get in the sunshine, take your shoes off, stand on the ground, stand on the earth, and just know that you are so much more than you thought you are. So much more. And just know that. You don't have to tell anyone. You don't have to prove anything. Just know, just be it on the inside. And then the more you commit to that knowing and that beingness, the outside reality experience will change around that. Your core frequency will be emitting exactly who you are, and then you would never look back. Okay, much love, and wherever you are, have a beautiful morning, arvo, evening, and I will pop back in to Moz.